If there's anything the far left absolutely positively hates and despises, it's the free flow of information. The reason is kind of simple. When you take the ideology, the worldview of, what do we call it, leftism, globalism, idiocy, if you take their worldview and you compare it to the worldview of rational people, otherwise known as conservatives, libertarians, whatever, it becomes immediately very obvious that these idiots don't know what they're talking about, idiots being the far left. What are they going to do about this? Because it's like you have one group of people who say the world is flat, and you have another group of people that say, I'm pretty sure it's round. Look here, here's the documentation. The flat earthers just kind of look stupid. However, what if the only people allowed to speak were the flat earthers, the liberals, the left-wing lunatics, globalists? Well, then it would probably make pretty good sense. You know, it's kind of like, let's put it in this context, and then we'll get to the story. But supposing that you're in a court of law and you have the prosecution making its case and the defendants making their case, what if only one side, either the prosecution or the defendants, were allowed to speak? That would not be a fair trial, would it? Be very unfair. That effectively is what liberals want to do with the media. They want to shut us up. Why? Because in the court of public opinion, try not to use profanity here, we are kicking their rear ends. The only thing they can do is shut us up. They can do that a number of ways. We're going to get to a specific story here in just a second. Number of ways they can do that. Number one, they can pretend that when we tell the truth, that is fake news. That's the new thing that's come out last week or so. Another thing they can do is stigmatize us, stereotype us by calling us names like racists, xenophobes, homophobes, something else a phobe. Well, nobody wants to listen to him. He's a xenophobe or he's a racist or something. So they control the flow of information that way. So we turn people off. We don't listen to honesty because that's a bad guy. He's a racist. I know because somebody said so. That's how we think as humans. And sad to say, it works. Not nearly as effective as it used to. We saw that when they accused Donald Trump of being a racist, and he won the election anyhow. All right, let's get to the story. This comes to us by way of a website called pressgazette.co.uk. Obviously, this is in Britain. And the headlines read this, and again, keep in mind what we're talking about is the far left controlling the flow of information so they can control our minds. The headline says this: Students' Union at City University in bid to ban Sun, Express, and Daily Mail from campus. Now, if you are in London, those newspapers mean something to you. The Sun, the Express, and Daily Mail. Between the three of them, I prefer the Express, but whatever. The Student Union of City University in London last night passed a motion apparently seeking to ban the Sun, Daily Mail, and Express newspaper titles from the campus. They don't want to hear it. What's worse is they don't want you to hear it. They don't want other students to hear it. They want nobody to hear it. All they want is for you to listen to them and their warped, demented, stupid, asinine worldview. The motion was passed at the union's annual general meeting. City University has one of the biggest journalism departments in the United Kingdom, with a variety of postgraduate and undergraduate journalism courses available. Oh, that's good news. What that tells us is that future journalists will be a bunch of goofballs, hardwired to lie. It's my opinion. It's my takeaway from that. It is unclear what impact the motion will be, as the Press Gazette understands. And when I read this next line when I was prepping for this video, it almost caused me to laugh out loud. But listen to what it says. It is unclear what impact the motion will be, as Press Gazette understands there are no retail outlets for newspapers on the campus. They are banning newspapers that aren't being sold on campus. You cannot sell this newspaper on campus. Doesn't matter. It's not being sold on campus anyhow. Now, here's a little saying that I would attach to this. Obviously, these people are not thinking. So what I would say is this. If liberals were logical, they probably would not be liberals. Another thing I like to say is this. Think about what you're talking about before you talk about what you're thinking about. Clearly, these people do not think this through. Let's ban these newspapers from campus. Nobody can sell them on campus. They're not selling them on campus anyhow. Your ban is mute. What this is doing, I think what they are doing, is they're trying to make a statement that these are evil, racist, biased newspapers. I think what they are inadvertently doing is making the statements that these students who have voted to ban these newspapers are biased, out-of-touch idiots. They don't see it, obviously. And by the way, just let me say this while I'm thinking of it, not all college students are this stupid. There are a lot of balanced, intelligent, conservative, libertarian, nationalist students on campuses everywhere. The goofballs get all the attention. So we tend to think, well, all college students must be idiots. They're not. I'm telling you, there are thousands of young people who have their heads screwed on straightly. You do know that young white people, the majority of young white people in America voted for Donald Trump. Obviously, the goons didn't get through to them. Good news. Okay, let's close out with this. The resolution states that there is no place for the Sun, Daily Mail, or Express in their current form on city, university, or London campuses or properties. No place. No place. No place for you. Get out of here. Get lost. Go away. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I thought liberals were the champions of inclusion. That's what they keep saying. We're for inclusion. Unless you disagree with us, then get out of here. In other words, they're hypocrites. All right. What was that novel that was written by George Orwell, 1984, I think, where he introduced this concept of double speak? What double speak means is you take two conflicting, diverse perspectives and hold those as true at the same time. Is that even possible? Well, we just saw it. We just saw it. What we are seeing here is a left-wing worldview that says we advocate inclusion. They turn right around and say we're going to exclude these major newspapers. They say that we are for inclusion. However, if you were for Brexit, get out of here. They say we are for inclusion, getting outside the United Kingdom. We are for inclusion. But if you voted for Trump, you're racist. Get out of here. We're for inclusion, but if you fly a Confederate flag, then you're racist. Get out of here. In other words, their brains are just twisted. They're trying to do two things at one time, trying to see two perspectives, hold two worldviews simultaneously. And folks, that is just lunacy. It's just crazy. So we draw the conclusion that liberals are crazy. All right, give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Don't forget to share it on social media. That is so very important. Beneath me, somewhere underneath this video, is a little link that says share. Click on it, up pops your opportunity to share on Facebook, whatever. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. I already said that. We want to know what you think about this, so we'd like to hear your comments in the comment section below. And if you are not yet a subscriber to our YouTube channel, for your convenience, in the lower right-hand corner, you'll see this little red dot. It's a button. Mash down on it. It says subscribe. Push on it, then you can instantly almost subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Click the red button to subscribe.